There must be channels for reporting corruption, and there must be channels for protecting those who may risk their life to report corrupt practices. And we must also ensure that the judicial system is not put to the wrong use by youths being charged with criminal defamation or cyber bullying or any of the so-called cyber crimes for using social media to call out public officials who they allege may have embezzled public funds.
Lastly, we should have a channel where we can say the truth. But Nigeria is trying to shut that channel. Because I overheard a rumor that they are planning to shut down social media. Which, if they do that, that means the government have eaten more than they can chew. Because the social media is actually a place where people can now come out and say the truth and express how they feel. Since protest is no more working, because in this country called Nigeria, the government have made protest to be like an illegal thing. Because now if you protest, they arrest you and they even charge you for protesting. I believe that protest was actually among our fundamental rights. We have the right to protest against a bad government that we don't like. But in Nigeria, it's not like that. They want everybody to follow what they're doing, to follow their crime, to follow their corruption, and keep quiet. That's exactly what the government wants. Because I don't see the reason why should be arresting Dele Farotimi, because he said the truth, which everybody should hear. And then they are going after Dele Farotimi. And also came in Babadano, which you all know the recent news that the VP, that is Shetima, it's trying to threaten her that she should change her Yoruba name because that she's spoiling this country's image. Which country are we talking about? Country that don't have reputation in any other country in this world. Like Nigeria is the country that don't have reputation in this world. Because how can Donald Trump say that Nigeria is very corrupt? That means our corruptness have gotten over the whole world. Our lack of our system of government have been corrupt, have gotten over the whole world. So I don't think there's a new thing that the world is there to know that Nigeria is corrupt. Everybody in this world knows that Nigeria is not a safe place to invest. It's not a safe place to be in. It's not a safe place to even do anything, because the police are meant to protect you and not the ones that are robbing us. Because the same Kemi Benano exposed how police used to stole her brother watch and her brother wallet and her brother shoe, rather. So shoe and wristwatch, yes. The same police that are meant to protect us have been exposed to rape a victim in the prison. Then police have been trying to illegally extort money from people. So how come they don't want people to speak up the truth, whereas these are the truth? So I'd like guys to hear what the NBA president said and how he vindicated Dele Farotimi and asked that there must be revenues or channels where people can say the truth. So I'd like guys to just watch this video and then you can hear your view in the comment section.
I've read about the facts released by the UNODC, Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, claiming about how much. I wonder what facts those are based on. But we must, as a body, the legal profession, admit that there are some bad eggs amongst us, lawyers and judges, who have brought a bad name to the legal profession, and the judicial especially. And that this may have accounted for the negative perception of the judiciary. But I don't think it's as bad as it is painted. But also that to suggest that we should not go and do some introspection and ask ourselves, where did we get it wrong? Where did we lose the confidence of the public? Where did people start seeing us as being among the most corrupt in the society? There's a lot of work to do. And to do this, the NJC must rev up its disciplinary process to ensure that judges who are accused of corruption are properly investigated. And I also say that even without investigation, the NJC and the law enforcement NJC, EFCC, and everything must put in place a lifestyle audit procedure that enables you to audit the lifestyle of people to know whether from their standard of living they could be said to be living within their means, or they are living in such a manner that suggests that they're making money other than from their legitimate source of livelihood. So I dare say that while not disagreeing with the facts you may have referred to, that the judiciary needs to purge itself of the bad eggs who may have compromised their positions and in some cases may have taken a bribe or be unduly influenced in rendering their decisions in certain matters. So yes, we are not insulated from society. We are not pretending to be. We're so clean, but not as bad as being painted. The youth's innate understanding of social media, data analysis, and online platforms can be leveraged on to expose corrupt practices, monitor government spending, and promote ethical leadership. Indeed, we've seen examples of this in many parts of Nigeria, in many constituencies, where many youths are able to track the budget and also hold the elected officials accountable about what are called constituency projects earmarked for their constituencies, requiring that those who represent them give adequate account of how the money meant for these constituency projects are spent. The role of youth in combating corruption, therefore, goes far beyond mere technological prowess, and their crucial assets are often overlooked. They are not usually patronized by governments in making appointments. Rather, the government sometimes believes that mere tokenism, sharing food and money to them during certain occasions or during elections is enough to keep them placated. But the youth should be engaged, they should be leveraged on to hold governments accountable and see that government works. As a body whose sole mandate is to uphold the rule of law, we must therefore join the international community to actively engage the youths in combating the ills of corruption. And this may entail the following: empowering them with the requisite knowledge by providing comprehensive education on the impact of corruption and mechanisms for reporting it. This sort of engagement must be accessible and tailored to their own understanding. The EFCC some time ago launched the whistleblower scheme. It has not worked as much as it should be. Government must ensure that in order to hold public officials and officers accountable, there must be channels for reporting corruption, and there must be channels for protecting those who may risk their life to report corrupt practices. And must also ensure that the judicial system is not put to the wrong use by youths being charged with criminal defamation or cyber bullying or any of the so-called cyber crimes for using social media to call out public officials who they allege may have embezzled public funds. And we must also ensure that where necessary, the reportage of corrupt practices or whistleblowing must be incentivized so that people would want to or would be encouraged to report corrupt practices by utilizing the various means available for doing so. We must create platforms for participation and establish youth-led anti-corruption initiatives, providing mentorship opportunities and encouraging their active involvement in civic engagement. Their voices must be heard, not just listened to. They must be encouraged and they must participate. And we must not just pretend to listen to them. Actions must be taken on the things they say. We must give them a sense of belonging by letting them know that their voices count. We must foster collaboration, building bridges between the youth organizations and government agencies, civil society groups, and the private sector to create a united front against corruption. Because all of us pay the price of corruption. In the price of goods we buy today, the services we enjoy today have embedded in them the cost of corruption. It has indeed not done anybody any good. For every time you need that drug from a government hospital or from any government facility, and it's not there, even though money has been budgeted for it, for every time that you pass on that road and people die in an accident because those who should build those roads have not done so, we all pay the price for corruption, and it is a greater price for all of us to pay. Indeed, it has led to the death of so many. We must recognize and reward their contributions, demonstrating their effort, that their efforts matter and that they are making a tangible difference. The NBA therefore calls for all sectors to put hands together and move with one strong voice against corruption as we unite with the youth to equip them with the knowledge platforms and encouragement they need to become the vanguard of a new era of transparency, accountability, and ethical leadership. As lawyers and stakeholders in Nigeria, and indeed partnering with the media, we all face some corruption in our dealings, but we may have discounted the consequences of it in order to get things done. And indeed, it is common in Nigeria for people to say, just give them money and get on with your business. If you don't pay, they will delay you. This happens with law enforcement agencies. We must make a commitment that for as long as we keep condoning this, for as long as we keep succumbing to them, because we're in a hurry to get to where we're going, we're in a hurry to get things done, for so long, will corruption be seen to be accepted as part of our national life, and indeed as a way of life. And no nation grows. No nation moves from the third world to the first world by adopting that type of lifestyle or attitude to life. So even the legal profession is not free of this ill. We encounter them in our courtrooms, we encounter them in places where we do businesses. And to our shame, many of us sometimes succumb to this. And we must make a conscious effort to say to ourselves, enough is enough. We can't continue to live like this, because the price we're paying for it has not done anybody any good. We have only gone to enrich a few to the detriment of the many. Our motto is promoting the rule of law, and we are committed to the economic development of Nigeria, and we can only survive in an environment devoid of corruption. This world observance of an international event on corruption reaffirms the people from all classes and various parts of the globe that a corruption-free society is possible if we work in unison. And if we also work with those who are often neglected, meaning the youths, who are sometimes not reckoned with because they lack the economic power, but they have the strength and the numbers and the voice to make things change. It fosters the courage to speak up against corruption rather than becoming silent prey to its effects. We therefore enjoin and encourage every Nigerian and our brother stations around the world and the media and in these civil society organizations to take affirmative steps to support the legal profession and unite with the youth in combating corruption.
I love how this NBA president said these things, because these are most important things that we need to know. Every Nigeria needs to have every country, every civilized country have a channel which people can come and express how they feel about the government. Then reasonable governments will now come and there and know how to make amendments to serve the country better. But in Nigeria, it's not like that, whereby Nigeria state or did a 10 whole days protest, 10 whole days protest, and the government didn't come out to address the nation. The government didn't come out to address the people. Kenya had a riot, or let's say a protest rather. The government came out and heard the masses, and they went home to the drawing board and made some adjustments and amendments to serve the country better. But in Nigeria, it's not like that. They do as they wish. Because during the protest, all they came up to say that we should give them time. A whole 1 year and in office, what does the government have to show for it? Not just give me one thing that the Nigerian government can show for it. Nothing. But I said, I mean, absolutely nothing. They don't have anything to show for it. But yet, they claim that they are serving us better. But whereas we are here in a mess, where nothing is working in this country, no electricity, no good road, no good network, nothing. And then you are trying to bring in foreign investors. Come and invest in which country? Country that don't have light, that don't have road. That's the level we are. And the basic things that this government are fighting. They're fighting people that are saying the truth. And I think I love how this MD president settled everything. And like I said, if there are backers in this country, you cannot say the truth, or else the government comes for you. So I'll check out my next video. If you're new here, you can subscribe. Stay tuned, guys.